In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, peace be upon you. Today, July 22, we will discuss two matters concerning MQSS. We will talk about the relief granted to the leaders of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf in the KOD case. Additionally, I will inform you about Bushra Baby's incomplete bail. The incomplete bail applications in the appeals have been processed, extending the duration. I will also share the details with you, and most importantly, Justice Sardar Izzat Asa Khan Sahib's order, for which we also briefly discussed yesterday upon receiving the written order. The written order was carefully finalized, serving as an official document that specifically relates to our current system established after the ratification of the 26th Amendment. There is a chart sheet against that system. Mr. Jad has discussed it in great detail, explaining what has happened to the system and how after the 26th Amendment, by bringing Scott, the Islamabad Code is being examined and the system is being attacked, and how the judicial system is heading towards destruction. This decision by the judge of the Islamabad Code, it surfaced in Afia Siddiqui's case, and earlier I had informed you about Afia Siddiqui's case, that in the Supreme Court of Pakistan such a case has been filed and Wafa's involvement has already been brought forward in this matter. Actually, to briefly inform you, Dr. Afia Siddiqui's mercy appeal is pending in America, and Justice Sardar Izzat Asa Khan stated that she is the country's daughter. She is a daughter of the nation. You are her plea for mercy. She has been in jail for a long time, so there is a mercy appeal in the court. You, the government of Pakistan, will become a party to it and try there so that she may be released. Well, the government of Pakistan said, we do not want to become a party. So the court said, give the reason, why don't you want to become a party? You will provide the reason and the court will dispose of it. Now, she was not ready to provide a return reason based on this foundation, so she went to the Supreme Court. Yesterday, during the ongoing hearing session, Justice Sardar Izal Saha Khan expressed his confusion by stating, we do not understand why you have not filed a case in the Supreme Court yet. When asked why no case was filed in the Supreme Court, lawyer Imran Shafiq had said, no case will be filed in the Supreme Court because Justice Mansoor Ali Shah is presiding there. A case will be filed when the judge's roster is changed. The court had even said that. There was a conversation in court with Mansoor Ali Sahib's side and also with the person in charge of the Supreme Court's administration, Jhal. The Islamabad High Court issued notices to Shahbaz Sharif and all of WIFA's Wujra and members of Kabina and sought responses from them within 2 weeks. Yet, in the document Tahriri Upanama, this serves as a charge sheet against our entire administration. Yesterday, I diligently read aloud and recited 2 or 3 lines to you, but within those very important paragraphs, some crucial lines were inadvertently missed. Important ones like the reasoning that has been provided in those paragraphs. The reasoning for this order is very important. Justice Sardar Ijaza Khan Sahib wrote the document. A notice was issued stating that despite the court order, the Wafa administration deposited the charges in the court. The court has no option but to issue a notice to the Wafa administration. They stated that ever since the 26th Amendment was enacted, the demolition code has consistently been presented before this esteemed High Court, and as a result, we have witnessed true justice being served. We have witnessed one attack after another on the pillars of justice. These attacks have repeatedly wounded the institution of justice and have brought it to its final breaths. These judges of the Islamabad High Court are writing that they have witnessed one attack after another on the pillars of justice. These attacks has been repeatedly injured, and we are now witnessing that this continuous damage has ultimately brought the institution of justice to its final breaths. Justice Sardar Ijaz Sakhan has presented another example of attacks on the institution of justice today. Justice Sardar Ijaz Sakhan said that another example of attacks on the institution of justice has emerged today. Through a judge of the High Court, the provision of justice was controlled through the Chief Justice's office by arranging a weekly roster. The very institution of justice that we speak of is acting on its own orders. They themselves give an example that through a High Court judge, Justice Sardar Ijaz Sakhan sir had to attend a hearing yesterday, but the case list was not issued in the roster. Mentioning that, he says, through a judge of the High Court, the provision of justice was controlled through the Chief Justice's office by arranging a weekly roster. They expressed that this Suratyal Bajkwak not only possesses heart-stirring qualities but also exhibits a humorous nature, a shared sentiment that has increasingly become the defining hallmark of this esteemed High Court. A sentiment that has now become the identity of the Isai Code, where when a case is not favored, the roster does not proceed. Such calls are not issued, the bench changes members. They say this is a Bakwak that is also heart-stirring. It is also humorous, but unfortunately due to misfortune, this Islam Badahi Code has become its identity. Sardar Izai Sakyan Sahib is writing this. Justice Sardar Ijasa Khan said that the court had given the government a chance to present their report and would appoint an assistant. Attorney General had warned that if the report is submitted, then no, you will have to face the court's proceedings. The government filed an appeal in the Supreme Court against the order to file urgent petitions for any reason. For instance, the government's case in the Supreme Court was not heard for any reason. Supreme Court appointed Chef Kurwokar, who are lawyers for the military justice. They said that since Justice Manzoor Ali Shah is present there, until the roster is not changed, this case will not be filed. It will be filed, but just